Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Amushalelo, and welcome to another episode of my Instagram Live edition that will be posted on my Instagram, my YouTube channel, as well as my Facebook channel. You guys are welcome to follow me, Michael Amushalelo, and my Instagram handle is AmushaPTYLTD. Or alternatively, you can also go to my YouTube channel, which is Michael Amushalelo. Now, today we're going to discuss something very interesting. Now, this is my observation. We live in a society that celebrates success, but hardly builds dreamers or hardly supports dreamers. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, if we look at all the successes in the world, it usually starts with a dream. If we look at all the most successful people in the world, they always had a dream. But now, society doesn't support dreams. And society primarily doesn't support dreams because of our traditional ways of thinking. Now, let's take a classical example. Let's say you want to become a business person, and you come from a family where there were no people who were business people. In fact, no one in your family went beyond a certain grade. And it's like there's a tradition in your family to say that everyone just becomes a failure, and it's okay for you to become a failure. And you're now trying to tell your family to say, I'm going to become the first wealthiest person in our family. I'm going to be the first one to buy a car. Because there are people who have families who still haven't bought a single car. There are people who have got families who still haven't bought a single bicycle. Now imagine being one of those people in such a family, and you're there boldly stating that you'll be the first in your family to buy a car. What do you think your family is going to think of you? First of all, your family is going to think you're crazy. Because why? Nobody has done it in your family. So why do you even dare to dream of such a thing? That's the first thing. Now, immediately, if your immediate environment is not supportive of your dreams, that already in itself is the biggest dream killer. The reason why a lot of people are not going to make it in life is because the environment in which they grow up doesn't support and nurture dreams. Your own parents are going to be the ones to tell you, you're not going to make it, son. You're not going to make it, my daughter. Because why? In our family, nobody ever made it. Now, do you see how then I come to the notion of saying that we live in a society that celebrates success but hardly supports dreams? Now, we need to start having a new culture. And this new culture is saying that we're going to support anyone and everyone's dream, no matter how ridiculous it may sound. No matter how ridiculous it may sound. If somebody today is saying they're going to be president, well, guess what? Let's just support them, no matter how crazy it is. Because I've realized that it's people who have got crazy dreams and with the heart enough to follow those dreams that always make it. So we should stop this culture of always celebrating success but hardly supporting the dream. Because without the dream, there can be no success. The dream is the one that materializes into this thing called success. And that's how we come about seeing all the successful people. So we need to start supporting the dream. No matter how small, no matter how big, the dream has to be supported. Now, there are ways that we need to start identifying as individuals when we have dreams. Now, we need to realize that not everyone is going to be in support of our dreams. That's the first and foremost thing that you need to already understand. And as much as I'm trying to put it out there that people need to support your dreams, guess what? The reality on the ground is going to be that people do not change as fast as cell phones and technology changes. People, unfortunately, take a while longer to adapt to change. So in the meanwhile, if you're a dreamer, this is what you need to start doing. First of all, you need to build self-reliant. That means you need to start relying on yourself, because you're going to approach people and people are basically just going to turn you down. But when you get turned down, that doesn't mean you stop dreaming or you stop your dream or you divert from your dream. No, it simply means that you have met people who still do not understand your level of thinking. Now, there's no shame in you thinking way beyond others people's capacity. There's no shame in that. All that simply means is you're currently in an environment that's not supportive of your dreams. Now, remember, I wrote a book called Transforming Your Life from a Frog to a Lion. Now, when you start dreaming big dreams, you're a lion. Now, imagine going to frogs with a dream to say, guys, I'm going to do ABC. Obviously, the frogs, they just want to live comfortable lives. You know, when it rains, they come out, they make a lot of noise. When the rain goes away, they go back underground. That's how frogs want to live. It's simple as that. They don't want the hustle of, trying to figure out things or whatever the case is. No, they just want a simple life. So the moment you say you've got dreams of being ambitious, that's you basically saying, here guys, I want to become the lion. I want to become king of the jungle. Now guess what? The moment you say you want to become king of the jungle is obviously not just going to accept the fact that you want to be king of the jungle. You have to fight your way to become the king of the jungle. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? You have to fight your way to the top. And sometimes you have to leave the frogs that you're currently surrounded by. And guess what? Most of us are not willing to leave the frogs because the frogs are our friends, the frogs are our parents, the frogs are our teachers, the frogs are basically everyone that you know. Elevation requires separation. Guys, listen to me. If you want to elevate, you need to separate. The two things do not go hand in hand. You can't want to elevate and still be part of the crowd. If you want to stand out from the crowd, unfortunately, you will have to surmount the courage to get out of the cage that you're currently living in, which is your fear, and step onto the world stage. That's the only way it works. So you need to support your own dreams. You need to become your own cheerleader. You need to start telling yourself things that others are not willing to tell themselves. So like I said, we live in a society where we celebrate success, but we often support dreams. Guys, many of you, no one is going to support your dreams. Few people supported my dreams. Few people believed in my dreams. But guess what? Only I was needed to believe in my dreams. Because here's the key important thing. You're the one who's fundamental to your success. You're the one who's responsible for your success. You can't blame your environment. You can't blame the cuts that you dealt with. You can't blame the fact that you come from a situation that's undeplorable. You need to do what needs to be done to get to the top of the jungle. And guess what? It's going to require a bit of separation. It's going to require you to step into grounds that have never been stepped before. It's going to require you to do things that have never been done before. That's how you win in this thing called life. That's how you get to the top, and that's how you become king of the jungle. You do not become king of the jungle by remaining in the same environment that has dealt you and dealt blows to you, your family, and your friends. Now, I was once taught one important thing, and that is that if you want to go somewhere, sometimes it's going to require you to cut off a few friends. That's how it works. It's going to require you to cut off family. It's going to require you to cut off people who are unsupportive of your dream. Because if you're dreaming of becoming the most successful individual, if you're dreaming of doing something that's never been done before in your family, then unfortunately you should be willing to go do the things that they were not willing to do. Remember, somebody once told me that fear is basically just facts appearing real, or something of that sort. So fear is nothing but things that we make up to seem real, but it's not real. So with those few words, I'm going to encourage everyone to start being supportive of their own dreams. Stop waiting for other people to support your initiative. Stop waiting for other people to join in on whatever it is that you're trying to do. Some people won't understand whatever it is that you're trying to build until it's finally been built. Do you guys get it? Only when the thing is about to You're about to put up the roof structure and everything else. That's when everybody else starts jumping in and being like, oh wow, you know what? I need to support this guy. But guess what? It will be too late for them already. You'd have reached a level that others haven't reached. Now, this is what I always say, guys. And call this, what do you call it? Opportunistic or whatever the case is. But if you see someone with a whole lot of potential, and you can clearly see that this person is going to make it one day, and you know for a fact that you don't have the same hustle energy, you don't have the same level of beast in you, you don't have the same level of ambition, guess what? Just be that one individual who supports that person. Just be that one person. When everybody else is saying, you're not going to make it, you're not going to do it, be that one person who's saying, Chief, you will make it. You're going to make it. That does. It's going to build a friendship. You know, look at all the most successful people in the world. Sometimes you'd wonder, but why is this guy friends with this guy, but this guy seemed not to have contributed anything to this person's success? Guys, when you support somebody mentally, you know, people always often think that support has to come in a form of money, or whatever the case is. No, guys, sometimes just being there for someone when they need it the most, when everybody else was not willing to stand with that person, that's the support that individual just needed. And guess what? If you're that individual who supported me or whoever it is that's on their way to the top, successful people have a thing called being loyal to people who are true to them, or to people who are loyal to them when they were nothing. And some of you wonder why successful people are so arrogant, or whatever the case is. No, it's not arrogant. It's basically, after years of building whatever it is that you try to build, you just don't allow anyone into your circle because you understand the importance of how to keep toxic and negative people out of your circle. And basically, when you get to the top, it's difficult for you to trust anyone. Because guess what? Most of you are only after me because why? I'm now at the top. I'm now king of the jungle. And that's why you want to be associated with me. Most of you are not willing to be associated with losers or failures right now. But you jump at the first hand to be associated with successful people. And guess what? Now you wonder why successful people always separate themselves from everyone else. It's because they know what's real and what is fake. We can smell bullshit from afar. And guess what? Most people are so fake that they only want to be associated with you when you're at the top of the game. That's how it works. When you're at the bottom of the food chain, nobody knows you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody would even dare to look at you. But get at the top. Guess what? When you're at the top, you don't have to ask for respect. You command respect. That's how it works. That's how life works. That's how it's going to be, and that's how it will always be. So guys, like I said, let's stop this culture of celebrating success while we're failing to support dreams. With that said, my name is Michael Amushelelo, and I'm signing out. Cheers.